So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, just remember, the point is, to a socialist, anyone that stands up for themselves is a Nazi. So you have to understand, these are not normal people. They are not classical liberals. They're exactly the opposite of a classical liberal. A liberal hates the socialists and communists as much as a conservative or libertarian or anybody else. So when somebody, socialist, communist, or all the way out, Bolsheviks like the EU leadership or the Democratic leadership in America, calls you a Nazi or extreme rightist or whatever, just know that for them it simply means that you're standing up for yourself and they can't have anybody doing that. So it's a compliment. Don't get angry. Say thank you. I appreciate that you noticed that I'm a Nazi. That's really great because that makes me feel good about myself. I'm doing something right. Thank you. Now, if a normal person calls you a Nazi, or even worse, communist, then you got something to worry about. But when it's one of these socialists, then understand for them, Nazi simply means you're standing up for yourself. In any regard, okay, didn't want to get too sidetracked on that, but it is important to note that. Alright, so now to the myth of multiculturalism. Multiculturalism is a total Trojan horse. And I mean, I think a lot of people are figuring that out finally. I've been saying this for 20 years and a lot of other stuff, but I was always ignored and called the radical, all that crazy stuff. You guys are used to it. But now it seems like the tides have turned enough to where more people are receptive to listen to all of this stuff, so I'm making my videos here. So in any regard, look what's happening, the multiculturalism in Europe. Okay, it is an orchestrated invasion. Everybody knows this, that lives there and is older than a millennial. The millennials, guys, I can't really blame you totally for being the way that you are, because millennials, you guys have fallen into a trap that the previous generation of Bolsheviks have set for you. They have set a very vicious and total, a complete saturation propaganda machine against you guys. Okay, they've been working very hard since the end of World War II. Remember, World War II, the Nazis, their primary enemy, were the communists. And the communists were taking over after World War I. And that is really what the fodder for Nazism was, that and repression by the bankers. That part is true. And you guys should need to analyze everything by yourselves. But look, there's always, like the yin and the yang, there's always good and the bad, and there's always bad and the good. So don't take anybody else's word for it. You go do your own due diligence. You find out what's true and what's not. Britain was against Germany since before World War I. They were always scared of Germany because Germany was their only true rival power. So England had it in for Germany since even before World War I. And since England was buddy-buddy with America, they got us in on their side. It didn't help that Germany went and started blowing up other countries. I mean, obviously it needed to be stopped without question. But it could have been done more in a manner like the Cold War. There wasn't a need for necessarily, this gets touchy, whatever. The point is that it's not like Germany was just a lunatic bad guy. They had their points that they were correct on. That's all I'm saying. Okay, and their main enemy was indeed international banking, which anybody that doesn't understand today that international banking is the main enemy is not paying attention. Guys, it's the same enemy. They own the same thing in the same ways that they did back then. Nothing new under the sun. These guys are the most organized, most methodical people in the history of the planet. They've kicked our asses. Good for them for winning and implementing their plan and all that, but guys, that's at everybody's expense. From the African to the South American to the European to the Japanese. Everyone's under the same yoke. You better wake up and figure this out. Sitting here pointing fingers at each other, oh, this people are evil and that people are evil. Guys, the banksters are kicking all of our asses. And they're implementing the New World Order, which is essentially globalist, communistic rule, the Chinese model. We know better than you. Centralized dictation, power for life. You shut up, we decide for you what you eat, how much money you can make. If you make one dollar or €1 wants whatever more than what we say that you need to make, then we take it from you by force. We have a monopoly on force. You cannot defend yourself, not against criminals or against us. Shut up, be good slaves, work for me. That's it. It's global dictatorship. It's global totalitarianism. So they have weaponized migration into Europe and now into the United States. Same people, guys. Same NGOs, same globalists, same communist Bolshevik bastards. Same guys. That is the same MO. Don't fool yourselves. In America, this is not. They're using these poor people to come over here and take down civilization because civilization can stand up. Civilization can fight. Civilization can and has resisted them for the last 2,000 years. So if you want to beat these civilized people, you can't just beat the people. You got to beat the civilization. This is what it's about. So they are weaponizing these vast flows of poor people that they have taken advantage of in so many ways in the past. You know, I mean, you look at Africa, the Muslims have been taking advantage of Africa since hundreds and hundreds of years before any European even set foot in Africa. That's not even talked about. Why? Because right now, the Muslim is a good tool for the globalists to use against Western civilization. They need that tool, so they're not going to say anything bad about them because right now they're serving their purpose. It doesn't matter how bad they still are or they were. That's got nothing to do with it. The point is they're a useful weapon. So guys, you can't get mad at these people coming over because they are a tool. You can get mad at the people that are bringing them without any question. You got to get mad at them. And I'm not saying don't get these people out and prevent them from coming in the first place. Absolutely. Anybody that comes in illegally, kick them out. I don't care. End of story. I'm not saying don't kick them out. Absolutely kick them out. What I'm saying is don't get mad at them because they are a tool of these globalist Bolsheviks. And they are the weapon against Western civilization. Because Western civilization is the last thing that stands against them and their totalitarian world domination. End of story.